Hello everybody and welcome, I'm son of Mowgef. It is Monday and I'm playing the Sapling. What am I doing this week? Well, this week I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Now, recently I've been putting a bunch of plants down, doing a 10,000 year evolution, and then putting a herbivore in there, another 10,000, and then, you know, so on and so on. What I'm going to do this week is just throw everything in there together and see what happens. I want to do several varieties of plant, and I want to do several varieties of animal. I think I'm going to do a herbivore, nectarivore, and carnivore. That seems about right to me. Let's actually get started, as opposed to, you know, constantly waffling on. Oh yeah, this is one of the things. I very rarely use this page when I'm making plants. I think I'm going to make one normal, shrub size and one, massive tree size. Let's throw a bunch of these together. Let's do this, and the, bog standard T-pose tree. Somebody pointed out in the comments section, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Dominance has been achieved. Right, let's have a look here. Oh yeah, it wants fruit. Just gonna put one there and one here. Not leaves. I tend to use these ones. They've got a lot of temperature resistance and wind resistance, but they don't catch much sunlight. Just wondering if I could maybe find one that's in between. That one's not bad. My voice went all weird. That one's not awful either. I guess I could use that one. Let me just boop that on there, and I'll do this and that and this. There you go. It's weird, but it might live. Let's find out. You watch this all be red now. Oh. Oh. Normally there's a big red stripe up there. Alright. I'm going to put them in roughly the same place anyway, because, you know, the reasons. Just going to dot them all over the place. There we go, like this. I'm going to put some over here. There you go. I've just noticed I've sort of accidentally put them in rows and columns. Oh well. If I go to redesign, I want to go to traits, pop some bark on this bad boy, make him massive, and drop some more into the world. Wait, did I do that right? Kind of expected it to be less of a living zone, I guess. Okay, it's big, it's got bark. I might just change that. It's got no flowers, but it might develop some. This really is significantly bigger, isn't it? I didn't realise the difference is going to be that much. That's fair enough. Let's put these in roughly the same place as the other ones. Don't expect them all to survive anyway. Just roughly jam them in here, as I do tend to do. Gonna put these down here. There you go. I think that's about right. Yeah, anyway, it'll do, even if it's not, you know, quote unquote right. Yeah, look at the size difference here. That really is a shrub and that really is a tree. Who could have guessed it? They are spreading out a little bit, more the shrubs than the trees. I'm assuming their size means they take longer to reproduce. It would make sense. Let's give these guys a little bit of time to evolve, so the animals can, you know, get into it, so to speak. What's the least time I can give them? 50 years. All right, 50 years it is. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so the trees have not done all that well, and the shrubs have done surprisingly well. That's a good start. What is with the lighting here? Did the leaves become bioluminescent? I don't think they did. I think it's just a weird lighting issue. Right, let's get some animals going. Right. I'll just use all the simplest parts as well. Just to, you know, see how complex they get. Yeah, that's a plant-eating mouth. Just like a hole in its body, really. Make this, like, less pudgy. Simple ears. Kind of weird. Alright, I'll put them up there. Simplest eyes. Again, it looks terrible and I hate it. I don't think I'm going to give him any instincts. I honestly don't think so. I do want to do experiments as well with, like, massive animals. Maybe tiny plants, but that's for a, you know, a different week. Different episode. So let's dump this guy into the world. Yeah, look, there's a lot of plant life here in the zones where it's normally too hot. That's quite interesting. Let's just put a bunch of these down. It's like, these herbivores are going to have issues living, aren't they? Because most of their food is in the hot zones. Shouldn't be too bad. They'll spread out as time goes along. Right, that's a bunch of herbivores in there. Let's use the same template and just change the mouths. I want a nectarvore, don't I? I guess that one will do. Let's eat plants and nectar. Boop. There we go. That's such a weird mouth as well. I always say that though, they're all weird, but they seem to be more acceptable, I guess, down here. It might be that, you know, these are modern evolutions of mouths and beaks and what have you, and these are just simple ones. Anyway, let's pop these in. There we go. Oh, I accidentally popped one there at some point. Right in the area where it can't survive. Or at least where it shouldn't survive. I do hope the dev of this game releases a map that's got a more, like, neutral temperature. That would be nice. Okay, I also want to go to another redesign. Drag this off. Grab a carnivore mouth. I think the first one is there. Indeed. Still looks weird, but I'll take it. Let's do this and this. Pardon me, add a bit of a burp. I do this every time I record. Just right before I hit the record button, I finish off whatever's left in my cup of tea. You know, just guzzle the last bit of tea. And then, of course, I get all burpy during the video. Oh, I was going to say, that one doesn't seem to know how gravity works, and it's just the one attached to my cursor. That's fine. Let's get a reasonably good view here. Ah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. If I go ready, and then I'm going to just do smaller increments of evolution and see which animals, like, survive. I'm pretty much in the mind at the moment that the one that, I don't want to call them omnivores, but the ones that consume plants and nectar will be like the winners, so to speak, because they've got 2 food sources, both of which are pretty abundant. Although, now that I think about it, none of these plants have flowers, do they? They do tend to evolve them. So I'll just leave it and see what happens. Right, evolution time. Very short jumps. Ooh. That doesn't look great, does it? Let's have a look. Oh god, there's only 4 of those alive. And look, it's the ones that I thought would do the best. Is that the carnival mouth? Yeah, because that's the herbivore. Interesting, so I've got at least one of each alive. These have, like, separated, haven't they? That's cool. Let's, do another evolution. Oh, wait, hang on. I always get paranoid about this. There we go. Ooh. Oh no, there's some things over there. One of them's calling as well. You can just see that little, like, icon. That's another thing I should mess with more. If you add, like, an instinct to call, and then an instinct to go towards a call, you should be able to create herds. I think that would be kind of a fun thing to try out. Yeah, look at this, look. Again, I think that's... Oh, there's none of them alive. We have a winner! That was kind of anticlimactic, wasn't it? That's actually really interesting. These ones went... Everything went extinct pretty much immediately. Alright, just let's see if these ones can survive longer. Oh, yeah, it remembers, look at that. Like, 50 years is not long enough for anything to evolve anything. I mean, barring some sudden and huge change to the gene pool, you would not see any significant evolution in the space of 50 years. You'd be lucky to be able to see any. It's not entirely unheard of. If I remember correctly, corn, like, doubled its genes. Like, the amount of genes it had, it just duplicated all of them in the space of, like, 1 generation. Some weird, like, error in their reproductive cycle caused a doubling of their genes. That's really weird. Because all the genes and chromosomes all stayed the same, so the plant stayed the same effectively. They all did the same things. We've just got those 3 species alive. Sorry, I keep working on tangents. Is that an extinction event? Let's have a look. Oh no, there was 1 of these alive. Wait, is that the carnival come back to life? This happens occasionally, and the dev did explain it to me. Yeah, eats meat, look, there's no meat for it to eat. No meat for it to eat. God damn, son of Mowgef. Yeah, the dev did explain it to me in the forums. It's something like, this animal will mate with another animal, and the change is the mouth, and then this one goes extinct, but the offspring then mates with another one that produces this mouth, and so it just revives this species with the same name and characteristics. I wonder if it evolved any instincts. It did not. They do that sometimes. I forgot to check previously. Wow. I guess I could just... Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I'm a clever... So... See if it can live. I mean, if the carnivores can come back to life, then the herbivores technically can. Oh, God, that camera. Doesn't look like they did, does it? Huh. Where? Oh yeah, look. These carnivores have lived for like 50 years, 100 years, with nothing to eat. Just check the family tree for funsies. As I was saying, the Ventva is the one that I made, and then it produced these. But you notice they've got different mouths, so they're different species. And then this one evolved this way, but then it went back to having this mouth. And because it's technically the same animal, it ended up resurrecting. It's like almost like a ring species, but that's also not really how that works. I'm not sure how else to describe it. Oh well, let's give it a little bit longer, I guess. Apparently there's only one alive, and I can never find it. I could just click it and zoom to it, but... This has been, Oh, look, everything's extinct now. This has not been a particularly successful experiment. I think there's probably a good reason why I gave each species its own time to evolve. That was probably part of the problem, is the carnivores can't sustain themselves with such a low population of herbivores. And then the herbivores that hadn't had time to like adapt to the environment. Just wondering, I just reintroduce this species in a similar... Oh, I put that one in the hot zone. The same way that I would normally. Just throw a bunch of them down. And normally I do this, create a herbivore, dump a bunch of them, give them a whole bunch of time to evolve, like so, and that would give, you know, the population time to grow large enough to support a carnivore population. It also gives them chance to, you know, evolve to fit their surroundings as well. You can find like a niche in the environment. There we go. Although I might have just created a rubbish creature, because there doesn't seem to be any of these alive either. An evolutionary dead end. Yep, yeah, none of them survived, so I was wrong in that theory as well. I just created something that was rubbish at surviving. That's really interesting. Just gonna have a little play around here. Was it the legs that were the issue? Game? It let me swap those legs, but not the other ones. Make it a little bit thinner. I'm kind of interested here to see if, like, small changes can result in, a better overall population. Like I say, it might just be the case that I created animals that are incapable of surviving. But I wouldn't have known that with such small jumps. Like, these big jumps, I do this. It gives them plenty of time to go extinct. That sounds kind of terrible when you say it out loud like that. But that is what you're doing. In 50 years, they'll still be alive even if they can't like adapt and survive in the long term. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You can't tell if they're viable for long-term survival when you're doing everything on a small scale. Let's just see if this does make a difference. Again, I'm not seeing any. What's going on with these plants down here? Trying to make like a canopy. Let's have a look. Do we have anything alive? Apparently not. That's really, really weird. So it's not just the... It's probably a combination of factors. Anyway, I'm going to leave things there. An interesting episode, but also a complete failure of an experiment as well. So I may try this again and just create better animals, ones that I know can survive. It's a shame you can't save the animals, so I could, you know, create decent ones between episodes and then just use them, where currently I have to make them all as I go. So there we go. That's this week's weird episode of the Sapling. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did. Comments in the comments section. As always, people are pretty good at leaving comments. I really do appreciate it. It's, yeah, 1 or 2 videos get tons, well not tons, but more than the others in terms of comments. So I don't mind, people engage with the content that they enjoy, so that's cool. What else? Oh yeah, come along to the Discord. I really need to start plugging the Discord at the beginning of the video, but come along to that anyway, have a chat. There'll be a link in the description. Come back tomorrow. It's 2 Video Tuesday. I'll be doing more Thrive and more Colony Survival. So I'll see you then.